All right. Hello, buddy. Welcome to 263s. Trying to see what's going on here, get everything ready. Let's get it together. Yeah, nobody in yet. So let me try to see what we got going on right. Refresh that page there. See if I can get into the. There we go. I'm live. Oh, somebody's in. I wonder who we got. I know if I have my other page open. Oh, okay. So we got to. I'm rhyming today. Saying hello today to Danae and Jack. All right. So I'm trying to get everything situated here so we can I can pin my dog on all right, you got Dan Terry, hello. Trying to stretch this page a bit bigger, but no, it went down with it, went the wrong direction. Sorry guys. Functioning Eddie today. There we go, malfunction Eddie. Here goes my invite. All right, copy that. Richard in there. Okay, we got a few people coming in. All right. Sorry guys. I've been of my I wouldn't say shirking my duties, but being a good host. I've had a lot of things go on. The wife just had surgery. She's doing well. We found out she doesn't have to have open heart surgery, which we're glad. Maybe if the medications don't work right or like they expect, they were thinking that maybe she'll have to have a. So, thank you for all your prayers and the love y'all share with me because I am very grateful. I've been with a woman 31 years. Getting ready to go on. Well, I guess January will be 32, but so we're doing pretty good. So I know she's gonna be kicking around a while longer. She'll still be mean to me, and I appreciate that too. For that. Okay, so I pinned my message in the invite. Oh, well, I guess I pinned the message. What I intended, guys. Sorry, Tom. Sold 3 nukes. That message. I was trying to pin my invite. Let's see if we got the right one again. Don't let me tell. Come on. You guys are tag teaming me here, guys. Come on. I appreciate it. I keep my mouse around chasing that message to pin it. There we go. Maybe this will be the invite to come in and talk. But I've actually had a pretty interesting day today. I went over to see Lisa and Grammy midwife Lisa went over to her house today. Asked me to come over, but I ended up going over and helping her a little bit in the long hive, try to keep some bees from swarming. I guess get into my yard today. That'll probably be tomorrow. And I'll probably post the videos tomorrow. So, feel free to join in, come in and chat, share what's going on with your guys in your yards. So far, I've been having a lot of just some bearding going on right now. Last time I checked was 2 weeks ago. Last week was raining. They had half of their supers were filled, weren't fully capped yet. So I'm looking at it, possibly probably pulling some off because tallow right around the corner. We're about 2 weeks early on tallow, the popcorn trees. So we're about 2 weeks early on that. So, yeah, I had to hurry up and eat real quick. That's why I was a few minutes late. But I've been over there to her, having a good time, good talk. And, gonna enjoy some good chicken eggs, some fresh chicken eggs. That's for sure. I'm a big egg eater. Yeah, I make a bologna sandwich. I'll fry an egg and put it on a bologna sandwich. Yeah. Maybe even fry the bologna. Hey DC, maybe fry the bologna too. Or, fried spam sandwich with a fried egg. Tomato sandwich. Shoot, it all works. Fried egg on anything. Maybe a slab of bacon with it too. Because everything goes good with bacon, as we all know, right, Tom? What's going on? I keep blinking. I don't know whether it's the network or what's going on. I hope y'all seeing everything here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Once in a while, I don't know whether it's the camera, laptop. I could be on the last leg of my laptop. Who knows? I'm back from work. She had ham and squash casserole tonight. It didn't tell me that, or I would have found a way to stay over there and do my live from there. The ham and squash is pretty. I was trying to catch her earlier, trying to catch Lisa earlier, the farmer's daughter. I guess I just missed her. She was back home by the time I got there. When she goes out to do something, she does pretty quick usually. She don't stay gone long. It doesn't look like. Yeah, Rodney, I know the feeling. I'm low on equipment myself, and I'm sort of worried about the supers because I don't quite have enough supers this year or deeps. I got a bunch of going to a deep. Sorry, I muted my mic. My wife was asking for some help, so I was trying to make sure she hadn't be supposed to be moving around. Trying to keep an eye and make sure she don't fall down. Funny story about falling down. The old commercial, help, I fall and I can't get up. Well, the other day I looked over and I hollered, Alexa, ding it. I said, my wife said, what's going on? So I looked over and I guess apparently the Alexa had fell off the end table by the bed. It was on the floor. I said, oh, she's fell down and she can't get up. Alexa goes and responds, if you need help, please call emergency services on your phone. I'm like, you couldn't answer me, but you answered that. You know, I try to make a smart comment about she's falling and can't get back up. Let's see. You can't get on right now, Miss Lynn has shingles. Okay, I understand that, Tom. Yeah, so Rodney, you're out of mediums. Your symbol, so well, assembling 10 frames at a time isn't really that big of a deal. It depends on how many mediums. I did. I put 40 deeps and 40 mediums together in one day. Well, the day before I took the time to wax for extra wax on the frames. Yeah, Rodney said, I know how to make a honey house fall down. Oh, you funny, Rodney. I can laugh about it now. At the time, that honey house going down took down 60 pounds of honey and wiped out the motor on an extractor, so I had to rebuild. So that little fiasco cost me a little bit. So how's the flow shaping up for most of you guys right now? Yes, DC, that's very true. God did have me. He actually gave me 400 pounds, even though I lost that. So he repaid it, but just because I was being faithful to do what I had to do, I guess is why I was. I mean, I thank God for it. I still talk about it. I cried about it for a little while too, but just accepting the fact that things come and things go. They come and go for a lesson, maybe. Don't be out there in the middle of a windstorm and rain. You're trying to extract honey. You hear the thunder and lightning in the background. You need to get up and get going. I guess that's probably part of the lesson. Because you lost that, you could have lost more. You're standing there watching the bumblebee nest. Tell you the truth, I don't even know where the bumblebees nest around here, but I see a whole lot of them. Because I have a lot of flowers that they don't hit. They love the wisteria. Actually, they were heavy on the privet, so much. But they brought in a lot of honey. I'm thinking it had a lot to do with the holly that I had running. Just prior to that, they were hitting the holly bushes, the holly tree. I got like a bunch of them around this area, and I saw my girls on them. So that was when you stand under a holly bush or a tree, and it sounds like going on. The bees are after it. I saw the bumblebees. I saw where was that? Hummingbird moths all hitting the privet. So I don't think I got a lot of. I had some of my bees get it. But most of it was regular foraging, regular pollinators. Uh, oh, oh, Ground nesters. Well, it's possible along that line of fence I've got with all that wisteria on it. It's possible they could be nesting around. I mean, I see a lot of them. A couple of them try to be brave and go into the hive every now and again and get rolled right back out. So I mean, you know, I don't think they get away with it too far, but they get in, and then the girls push them out real quick. So you're facing a storm right now, DC, and you said you should probably get some sun this week. This next week. Okay. So you're talking about this weekend. It started out pretty cloudy. Our forecast said it was going to be partly cloudy today. We'll get out of here to go over to Lisa's house. It looked like it was fully cloudy. It wasn't even partly. So I got over towards Ozark, and then opened up, started looking partly cloudy. Got a little bit warm, humidity's starting to come up now. Yeah, I think the flow is gonna be a little different, little funny this year. I'm still on the fence about the flow because the like I said, every 2 weeks early. Girls haven't been going for the normal. You know, I'm sure they got the blackberry, but the blackberry goes together. It followed right behind the holly. So they've been pulling nectar, but everything's been really early. So because normally, I guess by the mid April, when we get well near the end of March, early April, I should say, would be the holly, and they were all over it 2 weeks earlier than they should have. And then I guess something else was going on because they didn't really hit the privet that hard here. That all depends upon what else was more prevalent, I guess, than the privet. So don't know. But the tallow, like I said, tallow's really early. It's got some. They're getting ready. They're putting out tassels, but they're not Blooming yet. No, so they're not heading for the next day. Yeah, Rodney, that's normally true, but I have seen them try to enter the hives, and the bumblebee and the honeybees will roll them out, run them right on out. Or inside, they'll kill them. One of the two. I have found a dead one inside the hive. But I think the coolest is I think I love hummingbirds. Has been the hummingbird moths because they look just like, from a distance you'd swear it was a hummingbird until you walk up and you see that long proboscis unfurl, and instead of being, it's like 6 to 8 inches long, and they're just hovering over the feeders and eating out of the feeder. Feed them. This year I haven't fed much at all. I think I left enough honey on last season, so I think I fed one, and they just really weren't after the feeder, open feed. So they had stuff coming, or they were still in any kind of need for sugar water. So I lucked out for this year during the spring, prior to spring, in the winter prior to spring. So I say I lucked out, or either that or I accidentally planned properly. Could be. So if I'm gonna see if I can follow the same scenario and leave the amount of honey on them this year from the fall, like I did this last year, and see how that fares. Feeding them gets feeding them gets expensive. Sugar going up. When last year it was 17 for $17 for 25-pound bag, and now it's like 22 for a 20-pound bag. That's a 25-pound bag. It's getting almost $1 a pound. And, hey Keith, from the soggy foothills, were you having a bunch of storms? I'm wondering if I'm waiting on Tim to come in tonight. I haven't seen him come in yet, but he may be eating or something else because I was late tonight. So we got a little text out there, see what's going on. I popped out a few pictures of the tallow to some of the guys today. What it's looking like. So, I'm sort of wondering if we're going to have a prolonged. Go back to get back where I was talking about the flow. Because I'm hoping that we have a decent flow, but tallow usually is pretty heavy. But being that's early, is going to shut down early or continue and like sort of peter out, and then something else take it between then and a possible dearth, or is it going to shut off, be a dearth from then, and have a long dearth? I'm sort of what's going to happen, because it seems like the last 3 years have season has been a little different as far as where the foliage goes. I mean, I thought that summers were spring and summer were pretty average. And it looks like I was dang it, but pretty average as far as what blooms when. Pretty, I thought that everything's cyclical. So I was hoping that my cat crying, can't go to see his mama right now. Everything was cyclical, bloomed right around the same time every year. But I'm finding that depending on the it's how it works. That's how it's working. Stays cold too long, certain things don't bloom till later. Like last year, a lot of people were worried about the tallow because it got burnt in the freeze, but it seemed like everybody did. I wouldn't say everybody did great, but I'm saying everybody did fair this last season. We'll see if we can do better. Oh, come on, Cat. I know you want love, and you need to go see your mama. I know she kicked you out because you can't jump on her leg. She had that heart catheter done. Yeah, go see your mom. I can't love on you. I gotta work. I gotta do my job here. Talking to my friends. See them over there. They need to look at me. Put them down and get them to go. Okay. So okay. So Keith, how has it been for your catching? Well, you said soggy land now. Swarm catching been going. Hello, honeybee compound. Okay. Anybody's welcome to join if they like. I have it pinned in the comments on YouTube there. If you'd like to join, you're welcome to come in. Rant, throw something out for us all to debate. I mean, anything, any comments? Tell me how I could do better with my life. It works. You know, constructive criticism works. Um, I'm not scared because I believe in the First Amendment. We ought to say what we ought to have the right to say. You don't like what I think. It's all part of the deal. I say it may hurt your feelings. Well, I'm sorry, but you can tell me I hurt your feelings, and I'll tell you I'm sorry. I still ain't gonna. It doesn't matter. I can change. Right? I hadn't thought of, which could change what I think without forcing me to change what I think. Put it out there. I would study it, look at it, and see if there's any merit. You do the same thing for me. You can actually tell me I think you're wrong because of this, and tell me about it. I ain't gonna get mad. Uh, pull down, pull down all but two of your traps. That's 30 hives, which is about 10 too many. Well, it gives you a safety net then, Keith. You know, they could uh, they could leave if you have some leave. You got a replacement. Slide it in that spot, or if you need extra, make some splits with. Sounds like it's I know what you mean by having 10, but I'm trying to get to 20. I'm at 18 right now, so maybe if they don't get any higher, but I make 20, I make 20, and probably after the flow during the flow, I may have to split, which may end up giving me more. I see if I can handle 20 for a period of time. I've not known more than 10 or 12. So doubling that number and seeing if I can handle that will, you know, prove to me that I can handle it. So then maybe I have faith to move on to more. So how you been doing, Mike? All right. Yeah, I guess Howard now. So he may be in here a little bit. I enjoy having Tim come on, but I also enjoy any of you guys coming on too because it gives me a chance to see things from a different point of view. Um, hey, Philip. I don't know. I don't know what's going on because it seems like on my side, Philip. Um, I keep buffering for some reason too. I don't have a bad storm, so it may be a terminal somewhere between us is causing that. It could be me buffering that you're seeing, not actually your phone, unless you know it's your phone. That is. Comments, and I do enjoy Tim coming on because Tim and I got a gut thing going on pretty good. He's a friend. I enjoy his company. That's why I end up going on his because I enjoy the company and sharing the view time too as well. You know, because anybody who has a live stream too could, while they're on another person, so like if mine's opened up for that you can stream on, and you could get view time as well as myself for being on the same stream. And share with some of the people that you have that I don't. They might be interested in seeing some of this. Who knows? So that's all. That's what it boils down to. Yeah, Roddy says he doesn't think it's. It could be that they're trying to force us to go to 5G, guys. That's what this is. That's why it's all buffering like this. Get your tinfoil hats out. Say that jokingly. Gotta wear a tinfoil hat. My key's buffering too. I ain't got anybody in here. But I could have a failing. I could have potentially have a failing computer. Jump on me, knock my laptop in the ground, and that's why I keep looking in the skies because I'm looking at a TV up above it because he destroyed the screen on the laptop. So I tell you, I'm scared. I'll find a way. I tell everybody I'm a skin flint. I mean, it isn't I don't want to spend money, but if I don't have to, I won't. Ooh, someone yelled at me. What they yell? Controlling. What is going on with this? Oh, there's Rodney. Rodney coming in.
Oh. Hey, everybody. Oh, let me clean my.
Hey, Rodney. Welcome.
Yeah, if it's you buffering or let me see if I can that.
Well, it may be a combination. For some reason, I'm not doing this from a phone. I just think it's
right. Yeah, that's my 5-year-old. Hi. That's Michael.
Hey, train him up to be a beekeeper too, huh?
Oh yeah. He has his own suit. So, well, I have a couple of suits for the kids. We have an 8, a 7, a 5, and a 2-year-old. But this is my bee yard.
You got stair-step suits, huh?
Yeah, the green toad up there is my bumblebee nest.
And we saw bumblebees going in it.
Yeah, going in it. Yeah, but this is one of my yards. This is the home yard that I bring them and get them good and healthy, and then take them out other places. Can I see the chat while I'm in here, Ed, or how do I do that?
If you're on StreamYard, you should be able to see the chat. You click on comments.
Comments.
Not the private comment.
Okay.
It should be on the right side up on the top.
I see recording. I see chat. Oh, there's comments. Never mind. There they are. All right.
Can I see?
Yeah, you should see what Yeah, you should see what's going on with them. Well, you're on the phone though, right? Or are you?
Yeah, I'm on a phone.
Sometimes on the phone it's hard to see them. You shut off. You end up losing the picture. I think.
Right.
Yeah, I think you lose the picture, but you'll hear what's going on, what's being said.
Yeah. See, I
You'll
can.
be able to see
I
the
can see.
comments then.
Yeah, this is my small little happy place in the world out here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think my little vineyard, my thing. Oh, I'm losing it today for some reason. I'm finding wrong words for things. My apiary.
Yeah. Yeah, here's a look inside the bumblebee nest.
18. There's only 18 hives, but you know.
Yeah. Inside the bumblebee nest, just raw. That's what she made.
What do you have on the bottom down there? Is that
It's just that wheat straw. The lady made this
the
for
bumblebee made that? Did that?
No, the lady made this thing for
Oh,
a cat bed thing, and somebody never picked it up. And this spring, a bumblebee decided to make a nest in it. So that's how she wound up having bumblebees and called me to come rescue them. So I had this platform set up on this tree just to put a swarm trap on it. And I said, well, I'm not using it for that. So I stuck the bumblebee.
platform like yeah. Huh. That's interesting. I thought I've seen around here where people have, they call it solitary bee hives, and it's a bunch of little bamboo hollowed out.
Yeah, bumblebees
stack them together.
Yeah, bumblebees.
And I guess one bee will work each two.
Yeah, something I can't remember what the name of the bee is that will occupy those. I can't. Or the solitary bee. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. But bumblebees will make it in insulation, pine straw, leaves.
I thought when they talked about salt. I think DC was saying that they'll burrow in the ground underground to have their hives.
It's a mason bee. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what the honeybee compound.
Right. Yeah. I have to release the queen tomorrow.
Oh. 130 hives, Rodney. And how many yards? That's what Philip was asking.
I have like 6 yards now. I'm trying to think. And I give a lot of bees away to beginner beekeepers. I sell them the kit, the wax dipped kit, which gives them a deep, a medium. I'll give you the bees to go in it when you get it put together, just to get rid of some of them.
Yeah.
Wonder what? Huh. Oh, here.
I think I have it. I think I see what part of my problem is.
Yeah, I walked too far away from the router.
Yeah, I'm actually on Wi-Fi. I think I see what part of my problem is. Yeah, well, Cat has apparently unplugged my my switch, so I'm on Wi-Fi, not on hardwired.
Buffering.
Go backwards.
Yeah. You're not pausing anymore, Ed.
That's why I think I've been buffering.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah. Well, I haven't turned it back on yet. I haven't seen where.
Oh.
Okay.
How do you actually make this stop?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I've been having that problem. Oops, sorry about the bright light.
My treatment plan, I watch them pretty close. Michael, you're not going to tear up this lawnmower. My treatment plan is I watch the landing boards and I treat them as necessary. I don't just treat to treat. If I don't see any deformed wing or any K wing or anything like that, I let them swarm too. I mean, I don't really prevent swarming other than room, but if they want to swarm, I let them boxes, put them in other boxes, and they seem to stay real healthy. I don't really have much with or none of that stuff. Like last year, we had a late spring frost, and that.
Yeah, I've had this year.
Go ahead, Ed.
Oh, I was saying, this year mine I ended up swarming, and I was catching the swarms because I ended up splitting some this year, not intentionally, but
right.
But they seem to have done pretty good that way.
Yeah, it gives them that brood break. I mean, that's kind of what happens in nature
hey,
too.
Tim.
You got to think of it that way. Hey, Tim.
Let's say,
Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties. Just give me a moment. You guys go ahead and talk.
Yeah, I let them and fill up all my equipment pretty quick in the spring that way, and they do really good. That I don't have with them. In my out yards, I might have one or two dead outs and give them mid spring. They're already actually repopulated themselves. Swarms moving through them. I don't really have much.
I mean, I guess everything's buffering. It sounds like Rodney, you buffering too. I don't know if it's just something with connections tonight or what.
Oh wow, yeah. We'll blame it on Ed.
Yeah.
There we go.
Blame it on me,
That's a dog. Ed.
Yeah.
That's you, Dad.
Kids are gonna be kids.
Yep, that's me. Yeah, our 2-year-old's in the house with Mama. So.
Yeah, that means he gets 2.
Oh, he does?
And I have the same thing like he had. Only one thing like I had.
Okay. That's my 5-year-old. he's telling me everything I don't need to. Oh,
yeah. I mean,
so what's your goal for hives there, Ed? I can't remember. I think you mentioned it once.
I want. Yeah, I'm trying for 20 and see how I do with 20.
Michael.
Third year. First year, I caught the swarms, 2 swarms, and kept them alive through, and then last year, and then that I went from those 2 to 12, and maintained those till this year, and now I'm at 18 right now, and so I don't know how I can handle 20. So that's my goal at the moment. See how I do with 20.
Yeah,
see what kind of honey production I can get and grow to that number.
It's a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work.
A lot of especially when you got a full time. Especially when you got a full time.
And full time.
When you got a full time job and working it.
Uh-oh, we lost Tim.
Tim drop, yeah. So there could be the time zone I hit too. Normally I'm on at 5. Tonight I was on a little after 6 because I had my hands full with a bunch of things.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh no, Cayman Reynolds is live now. We're gonna lose all of our people.
There's only you and him.
Yes, me and
I
Ed.
can't compete.
Not about.
Oh.
Just about.
Oh, me or none of us.
You say your wife had
There's all kind of buffering issues. Yeah, she had to have her cardiac catheter
Oh,
done. Yay!
yeah. Tim is back.
And
It
they were
just
checking to see if they said that she had myocardial bridging.
I got you.
And they wanted to see what they had to do because they thought they were going to have to go in open heart, not the full chest opening, but through the side.
Right.
They're talking about doing is going in and to fix it. So they're trying to see how bad it was. And they went in and found out, well, we'll treat you with medication for a while, and possibly you may have to have a stent. Other than that, she's fine.
Wow, that's great.
So that's a blessing.
Yes.
That was a blessing from God there.
Yeah. The less they have to cut on you, the better off you are.
Lord, yeah.
Yeah, she's suffering. She's suffering some. She's suffering some from the catheter because they had to go in through the groin.
Oh wow!
And so she got a deep bruise in the thigh because of it. But
it's
uncomfortable.
Tim, I tell you, you inspired me. You and Hannah cooking with Conecuh sausage.
Yeah, so that's a plan in there, ain't it?
Yeah, I took some Zatarain's jambalaya, cooked that, put a can of Rotel in it, and cut up a pack of Conecuh in there, and it was really good.
Oh yes, we go just about good with anything.
Gumbo.
Lord, get a gumbo or like
Yep.
on a day we really don't feel like Hannah don't feel like cooking. Man, just a piece of light bread, a little bit of mustard, throw that baby together like a hot dog, and that'll make a meal in itself too.
Absolutely. Oh, we lost you again. Did we lose Tim?
Oh, he dropped again. Yeah, Tim dropped. Philip said he started a new yard today, taking 7 swarms and 2 queen high, and put 4 nukes and 1 10 framer there today. We'll transfer the 2 boxes tomorrow. Then he asked Rodney. Oh, let's see here.
Yes. Did I get much? I'm.
Did you get much honey?
I'm sure I'm going to get a lot this year. Because I mean, look at that little nuke box. It's stacked 4 high. It's blown up so much. All the other hives, a lot of them have 2 honey super. That one's got 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2. I mean, and I need to put more on. It's been crazy.
I starting out with almost all new cone foundation this year, so I'm not getting a lot of. I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of. I get a pretty decent flow.
Right.
From it.
This year we didn't get the late frost like we did last year that killed off a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got peaches on the trees I hadn't had in years, and the flow has just been phenomenal. I can't put enough equipment on quick enough, it seems like.
But the funny part about it is like where Tim and I are, we're seeing tallow already tasseling, and that's our big flow is tallow.
Wow.
And it's 2 weeks. It's over 2 weeks early. So I'm just worried that
does tallow tend to turn to sugar?
I'm sure we're going to get good. You get good flow, but I'm just wondering if it's going to shut off early.
Right.
Nah, that stays pretty good for the long term.
Okay.
I haven't seen tallow crystallize though. I don't know what Tim has or not. Definitely, I'm getting ready to pull probably tomorrow. Probably will crystallize because it's got the I've seen pulled. They were pulling holly tree and black. And now that has probably potential to go and crystallize on us.
Right.
Early season, but I don't know. I don't think
I put it up on top.
Really
on those
crystallize at all.
You bump into that beehive, they're liable to get you. You see it? I'm surprised these kids don't get stung more than much as they play around and run and jump and everything else around all these bees out here. But the only time they get stung, step on one or mash one.
I'll get after it.
Oh, I know about stepping on one.
Yeah, I mean,
I walk out in the backyard sometimes and don't realize step on one or right in the arch of your foot, and that thing hurts. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I've had a sting hurt worse than that, right in the arch of your foot.
Yeah, I counted 52 hives here the other day.
This is just one.
Yeah. So you're gonna make a pile in there on the ground?
On yard, 52 hives.
Yeah, just right here. Yeah. And I added one yesterday for that cutout, and I've got to go do a forced abscond tomorrow. The bees are at the house. They have like a back patio. It's all covered, like a gazebo kind of thing, and they have a fireplace and a TV sitting over. I guess it's some kind of I don't even know what to call that area. But the bees have gotten down in behind the wall next to the flue of the chimney above the TV. You come through the block with the FLIR. So I'm not going to mess the man's stonework up, but I've got to drill some holes and force them back up out of the soffit on the other side. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yes, it'll be an all-day thing, I'm sure. Usually the forced absconds are most all day. And the queen, the little group, would be the last ones to come out, always.
The honeybee compound is asking Rodney, where you're from.
I'm in upstate South Carolina. I'm Greenville, Spartanburg area. I guess you can call it the northwestern corner of the state. I'm only 15 miles from North Carolina and right here at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. I got a bee yard up in Mill Creek. It's up.
Yeah, I grew up in Sumter.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that's downstate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent time in Sumter, South Carolina. Yeah. It's probably about half an hour away from Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, Bob's not.
He lives in Richland area.
Yeah, Bob is 90 miles
from Columbia.
No. Yeah. Bob's a little over an hour from here. About an hour and a half.
There's several of y'all from up that way.
Yeah.
What we see is some beautiful country.
Yeah, now I'm stuck down here with Tim.
It's been.
It is a pretty country.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right here at the mountains. I can be 20 minutes. I can be in the mountains, or 4.5 hours I could be at Myrtle Beach, so.
Rodney, before we cut out a minute ago, you was talking about that Conecuh.
Yes, sir.
We have been out on a venture all day. They have a reenactment of the surrender of the war between the states up in one of the little communities up here. It was the last surrender east of the Mississippi, and we've been on it all day long. And we had come home, and before I knew it, I done dozed off in this recliner. Well, me and Hannah was talking on the way home that we was going to make another video on how we do that crawfish. I get it's more like a dip, if anything. But
Right.
I didn't realize I had dozed off in this couch or on this chair, and I didn't know Ed was live. Well, long story short, Hannah was in here cooking and doing all that, getting that together. And before I knew it, beating and banging the chickens was waking me up.
I got it.
Well, I get up and look. She's about 3/4 of the way with making this crawfish dip. And I was like, well, we was going to make a video of it. We talked about doing it. And I come home and got my lazy tail in this chair while she in that kitchen. Yep. She let me know you promised you was going to help. But
Yeah. I do have.
Usually we have that in there too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do have hives in the mountains. The Honey Homestead, I guess. I can't see the whole thing on the phone, so I just see the beginning of it. But yeah, I have a yard up in the mountains. I have 4 hives up there. And you would think I would get, but I wind up getting tulip poplar a lot. It's really dark, strong. I mean, it's good. It kind of gives like a sorghum taste to it.
You did it with like that.
Yeah, the lady up there, her husband passed away 16 years ago, and she gave me honey that he put up with comb in it, and it's still not crystallized. Isn't that crazy?
Has y'all's flow started cranking up pretty good up there?
Oh, ours is it's slamming. We're probably just past the middle of it, just barely, because the blackberries are still going, and the privet is blooming. Some of it's kind of a little bit, but yeah.
Ours is pretty well died off, and it seems like we're in a mini dearth, I guess, around here right now until that tallow really gets going.
Right. Oh, there's my dragonfly.
Sure. But what is it? Like?
I ain't seen none of those yet around here at all.
Looking for honey.
Dragonflies.
Yeah, there he goes. See him?
DC says, I heard a pretty bird. I know that too.
Yeah, they want to eat them. Because what they do.
That's not nice.
They're looking for our queens to fly. Yeah, I think I had a mating flight come back yesterday because I was standing there and it was like 90% drones hitting the front of that hive and just almost like a swarm in the air. But they were going back to the box that had swarmed last week. So I'm guessing that was her mating flight or one of them. First time I ever seen that.
That's pretty good knowing she made it back home.
Huh. That would have been interesting to get a video of.
Yeah, I was in the process of dumping those bees from the cutout in the box next to it when I seen it. So I really didn't have much chance to do anything. But I did get the queens, so that was a good thing. In that cutout. Sometimes you don't get them, you know. They'll go somewhere and hide. You just can't get them to come out. For those, I just add to a weaker hive and just let them figure it out.
You well known for your swarm catching. What number you at this year?
Or if you accidentally open up a cell.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm well over 30. I have no idea. I got tired of counting.
I'm tired of counting.
Just tired of counting. All I know is I'm running out of equipment. That's all I know. I'm down to put 5-frame nukes and stacking them 3 and 4 high.
Well, that's a good thing, I reckon.
Yeah. Like I was I give a lot of bees away to beginner beekeepers, you know, like the Highs for Hero guys. I give veterans bees, and help them with everything. I enjoy doing it. Plus, it frees up my equipment.
There you go. Well, that's pretty cool, though, to give them that extra boost and not having to worry about.
Yeah. I have hive kits that I bought from, they were made beehives, but they were unbroken. And I bought a bunch of them last year. And I tell people, buy the hive kit, get it put together, let me know, and I'll give you the bees to go in it. So they're more apt to go ahead and take that step, if they get the bees for free.
Oh, yeah. Lord, yeah.
And once they get going on it, they're hooked.
We was talking to a couple people today about that. There's an old train depot up at the Little Oak City where all that reenactment is going on, but it was a big apiary up there in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and in one of those old train cars, they've got, oh Lord, they got all the old reading material. What was one of them? The Honeybee or the Bee Compound was one of them books. She's not listening to me. She's mad at me. But the ABCs, XYZ, several other books and stuff. But talking to a few folks and several people that we talked to seem to have the interest, but just haven't taken that step, I reckon. I don't know if it's just the fear of the bees or just taking the step. This is what happens when you back talk.
Well, I figure if I give them the bees, they, it doesn't cost them anything if they fail. But, a lot of them will. I mean, that's okay. But as long as they learn something.
Well, that's it. Pick yourself up, pull your bootlaces tight, and get after it again.
Get right back on.
I was wondering the same, Tim, is how's Handy Boo's shoulder? I'm thinking you ain't got the frying pan because it's still hurting.
Well, she seems to be doing a little better. She didn't have no problem throwing this towel at me, saying that, she was a little fired up with me. So, but she, all kidding aside, she's getting better. It's still bothering her, but it's just, unfortunately, it happens to her quite often, too often. And I reckon when that shoulder comes out, when all the muscles go to getting in a bind, and you have the bruising and soreness and all that stuff. So, but yeah, she's trucking on along. No, it didn't hurt her cooking on.
Talking about you ain't hurt. She's still cooking.
Yeah. Well, Rodney, one more time. We had come in late, but you was talking about some kind of bumblebee nest you had. But I caught the very end of it.
Yeah, I had a removal call last week, and kind of find out it was bumblebees that had nested up in a box, a Sterilite tote that the lady made as a cat bed for somebody, and they never came picked it up last year. So it was sitting on her back porch at her apartment, and she went out there, started hearing all this buzzing, and found out there was bumblebees in it. and called, and I went and removed it off the porch and brought it home and put it up on where I had a swarm trap stand up in a tree.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I just strapped it down and just left them in the container. In. See that green tote?
Can you make him big, Ed?
What's that?
Yeah. I didn't know if Ed could.
Oh,
there we go.
He's on the phone.
Can you see anything in there?
Where'd it go?
Were you able to see anything?
A little bit of it there, but
actually,
it's getting kind of dark here. Plus, it's cloudy.
Can everybody hear me? I can't chat yet. Excuse me. This is the Swarm. We just got Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. You hear them?
Is that a Hive Butler you have there?
The Hive Butler.
Sarah?
The Swarm catching Hive Butler.
Well, there you go, man. You killing it this year too.
Oh, it's awesome, you guys. I'm walking on sunshine.
Yeah, there's my old 1947 Greyhound bus that I'm restoring.
Awesome
sauce. That's what I'm talking about, Rodney.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool old bus. Put a lot of work into it. It runs and drives and stops and all now. I had to completely pull an entire wiring harness all the way through the bus to the rear because the motor's in the back.
Ooh.
The rodents had completely chewed it out. I picked it up down in North Charleston. It'd been sitting on jack 50 years. And got it home.
It looks like an older. What year is it? Did you say?
1947.
Okay.
Yes, the original Greyhound bus for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
Do you hear them still?
I hear birds.
I see a bunch of. This was a big swarm. As soon as it fell in the box, it got heavy.
Yep. Especially full of honey, too. Makes them even more heavy.
Yep. It's a good sized swarm. Turning into a colony.
There you go. Get them in a box, throw some syrup on them, give them a little boost.
Yeah, one I caught was 10 pounds, and it turned around.
And the blackberries are. Can you see them back there? Blackberries are blooming. Life is good, you guys. I'm glad I caught you.
I took it out solo mode too early.
Glad I caught your live, Ed.
Well, guys, I'm going to drop off.
Yeah, I ran late tonight. That's why probably.
I'm going to drop off, guys. I'm going to go in the house. It's starting to rain out here.
Well, have a good night, Rodney.
We'll see y'all later.
All right, thank you for stopping by, Rodney.
Bye.
I'm going to drop off, too, since I can't chat.
Thank you, sir.
It was good to see you guys. May the 4th be with you.
You can't chat. You too. Thank you for coming on.
Uh-oh. It just does.
All right, Teal. We all been buffering.
I don't know what's going on.
Hannah must be really mad at you. She don't even want to look at you.
No. Maybe Handy Boo will jump in here in a minute since I slept through the cooking and she pretty well got it wrapped up now. I'll make it up to her. I'll vacuum tomorrow and clean up somewhere.
She probably not gonna let you off his dip till tomorrow too.
I don't know,
Probably better than anyways.
Well, the good thing on that part is, man, at that little event today, this woman, what was it, a brisket? What was that, brisket? She cooked? Woo, my word, brother. There were some folks there serving food. And,
I'm really not as mad as he's making me out.
I told Hannah whenever we got there, I said, look, I got to get me something. This is about 11 o'clock this morning. And the old reenactment didn't start until about 2. I said, well, let's find us something to munch on. And we had went to some folks we had seen last year. And we knew they had good hamburgers last year. So I was like, well, let's go get old hamburger from this cat here. But Ed, let me tell you something. I don't know if it was his wife or maybe.
She said she could for smoke.
But buddy, she took a brisket that she had been smoking for the last probably 30 hours. And they made it into like a cheeseburger, if you will. She slapped that brisket on a piece of hamburger bread, and they put some cheddar nacho cheese or something. Oh my goodness, that son of a gun was good. Well, eat me one of them. Now I'm still hungry, so I went and got me some French fries, loaded down. Then before we left, Hannah said, let's just go back and get a couple of them brisket burgers and we'll take them home for supper tonight. And buddy, I guess that's what put me to sleep in this chair. I come home and eat another one of them old brisket burgers. But my goodness, that woman did a good job on that brisket.
It was really good.
But we
You put yourself in a food coma.
Yeah.
Oh, it did.
That huge order of loaded fries on top of the sandwich there.
Mm-hmm.
And then eating again when we got home. He's got 10 queens coming in the middle of the month. He's got enough money to get 3 frames of fruit and these pizza.
Yeah.
Do we think 3 or 2 frames each? He doesn't want to overpack a single so that they want to instant swarm on it. I would think 3 would be a real good boost.
Yeah, do some. Could you hear Ed reading off DC's question?
I think I know what's going on with mine. What's that? What's
Hannah
that?
was reading off DC's question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
He has 10 queens coming in the middle.
uh-oh.
Yeah, DC. I would think so.
What's the thing? 2 or 3?
34.
That's what he's asking.
Yeah.
Planned
Sounds about right.
But just be really quick with a super for a distant pacer.
30.
I would see, since your season's so short, that'll give you a good start if you can do 3 frames a piece.
Yeah, because it ain't gonna take them long to build up.
Yeah.
Getting them early.
If you have those supers on hand already, to where you give them a couple weeks to start busting loose and just be ready with them. I mean, I would think that would be a pretty good option for you.
Because a lot of people we watch, whenever they do,
Well, I'd suggest you probably pre-wax those.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But I want to say he had a lot of strong home frames, didn't he? Like that?
I do not recall. But if nothing else, with your season coming in, you can borrow. You got plenty enough out there right now to borrow from what you got. than taking, whether you do 2 or 3.
I think he's saying that he was gonna, yeah, they'll have open drawn on that he's gonna buy 3 brood frames to go with each one,
Okay.
not split.
Whatever you do, bam. Throw the brood you got in there, shake your nurse bees in there, let everybody accept your queen. Then if you do the 3 framers, that'll give you a food frame, a brood frame, then that'll give them a frame to build off of. And that'll buy you a little bit more time to, get you some more boxes built, or if you want to do another horizontal hive, or however you want to keep building your little bee yard out there.
Yeah, man, if he had the equipment ready, I would so do the 3 frames if you can. That'll give you a good jump start.
Because the videos we watch,
He's figured out how to keep his girls through the winter pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Well, you should be able.
Got a lag going on.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, because like earlier it kicked me out 3 times, twice being on here, then one time I was in the studio. So I'm gonna say it's something with the internet or StreamYard on that end, but you should definitely be able to get them into 5 frames with your season just now starting to turn on up that way.
Yeah,
And
he said he's paying close to $100 each for 4 of them. So I want to be sure they have the best foundation. I would definitely go with the 3 frames if those queens are that much.
Especially for maiden, that way she can
Just go with it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Because even even barnyard thing.
He's
Go ahead, Ed.
Barnyard. Yeah, I was laughing about you and your barnyard bees thing. You said, but being that, he's figured out his winter pretty good to be able to keep the girls. He just got to figure out how to build up so that doesn't have quite. Not that when he's spending what he said he's spending on the queens, he doesn't want to lose them. But he's spending some good money out there on the queens.
Well, if you drop it either way, whether you're dropping $30 on the queen or $100, $200 on the queen, you want her to be productive. And the ultimate goal is to have a box full.
Oh, that's true too.
So starting out with those 2 or 3 framers, as long as you get the resources in there, and especially since you got the advantage of already drawn out comb. Ain't that what Joey told me to say? Yeah. Okay, drawn out comb.
Yeah.
That's going to help the advantage in it. Then before too long, we're I guess kind of going back, but with your season, we're like, I don't know, not quite halfway into ours, even though granted we have the blessing of we can do splits and queens and all that stuff all the way up to, we talked to Dirt Rooster about this about a year or so ago, just questioning how long can we take and do splits. And he was telling us, look, we're pretty well okay till mid-September. After that, I would kind of start drawing on back, like far as doing any splits, whether you had queens or, doing walkaways, so on and so forth. But with your walkaways, if you get the mated queens that come back, then you can borrow from the resource hives and kind of build them up to get them into winter. But granted, we don't have the snow. Whenever it does get cold, it's only cold for, a day or two. Then it's right back up to 50s, 60s for the most part until we go to getting into late January and February. Then we'll get, I don't know, some actual cold weather, I reckon. But I think you'll be all right, DC, for sure. Just doing those 3 frames and just let them go. And as they start out growing them, throw them in a 5 frame. Or if they're doing good enough and you think you can handle it, throw them in a 10 frame and see how they do with it. And Lord wills, they'll go. You got all the questions about it? Can you hear it? Is that something you would probably do, Ed?
One of the things he's talking about too, that he's figured out. Yeah, I would try to make sure that they were about to blow up in whatever they were in before I move them to the next box. When you open it up, they start to boil out. Well, they're bigger. So, like you said, 3. If you're at 3 frames and they start to boil out, well, they're going to handle a 5 frame pretty. They're going to meet the requirements for that pretty quick. Because of the size, because they're that's the number there. So then when that starts to boil over, then you go to your, like you said, your 10. You decide to go with 8 frame boxes. Or if you just want to leave them in a new, and keep stacking up and go up with them, they'll continue to grow that way as well. So, and I've also heard that they have smaller confinement instead of being in a 10 frame box. They decide they want to build better. Go ahead.
I was going to ask if DC was just going to buy a bunch of newts, say 5 frame newts, to graduate them into, or are you going to take like split a 10 frame deep and just do a 5-on-5 side by side kind of thing? And if they don't quite get to what you want them to, at least through winter, they can share that heat with one another. You can stack them up if you're doing new, like 5 frame newts. Do that, what is the screen board? Mm-hmm.
Screen board, yeah. And double screen board hard to make. And this lag crazy on this doggone thing tonight.
Yeah.
I sort of know what my problem is. Mine is I'm on Wi-Fi instead of on the
Well, if it kicks you off, we'll stay on here, and you should be able to come right on back in if you're going to try to switch over. Hannah can throw something else at me, and that'd keep things.
Yeah, that can happen too. I keep cutting in and out. You
Okay.
He said, I'm going to get the Fraser brood from Harris a few days to a week ahead of time. So with the queen pheromone strips.
I got you.
That would hold, that the pheromone strip would hold would hold the girls in there till you set it. I think that would work too.
Well, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt to try. That's for sure.
5 to 7, yeah. We move in 5 to 7 days. Yeah.
I think he's got a good plan in his mind.
And so, yeah, he's got a plan. It'd be nice to find out how it does pan out in the end. It sounds good.
Well, he come into this season doing.
Gonna eat some of my peanut butter honey.
He's doing much better this season, and I know that you really can't help how you just kind of got to go with nature. You can't really fight against it because in the long run, nature's going to win for the most part. But he's got his roofs over stuff to help keep them dry. Then he can put his backer or his wind guards back on there to keep the cold wind off of them, and you get them through the winter and coming into 2025 season. I mean, them girls are liable to take off, and that'll absolutely be your next in line for your honey production if that's where you want to take it, or if you're just wanting to take it and build more bees and sell newts, or do both, whatever your plan is there.
Lee said he's running late because he broke his phone.
Uh-oh.
Had to get another one.
Did he kill it on the crane?
He didn't say how he lost it.
He may not be able to. He might get in trouble. Well,
Yeah.
I was
He
clowning.
dropped it too many times.
That's it.
Yeah, he had to come on. He had to come on and tell us the story how the phone broke.
He may be out there spending more honey on this evening. The way he's been having to get ahead of things between like him and Keith Spillman, man. They already having to pull and make room and get ready.
Oh, shoot.
Keith, he's got that.
Yeah, Keith hurt my feelings the other day. Really, I saw that video of his first pull.
Well, that's kind of wild for them being up there, in them Carolinas, and you would think that we would pretty well be like running with Lee. All right, the privet come in, which we can go back on that a little bit because Mr. Mike Conley texted me a while ago, and he was saying the privet's blooming real good up there in North Alabama. He's up at Lake Gunnersville up there, so extreme North Alabama, almost he ain't too far from Tennessee up there. And I guess the privet is finally starting to crank up that way. But he's saying the bees ain't really hitting it. And ours got on it, but it definitely wasn't what we was expecting it to be, I reckon. Because usually if...
No, they didn't really hit the privet that good.
No, I don't know what's going on
They
with.
didn't hit it hard this year.
Because any other time, yeah, I mean, they would be built out so much down here and have everything capped off just as beautiful and pretty. But it hasn't been that. And I'm not sure if we hadn't had that much rain, or I don't think we've had too much rain, to be honest with you, this year. It seems like we're kind of still in this lull of just enough to make things flower and bloom. But like I said, you ain't seen too much either on your end on the privet, Ed.
No, no, they really didn't hit the privet. They there were a few of them on there, but mostly it was other pollinators. They were on something else. They're pulling some other stuff. They're pulling. But there was a flow going, but I don't know what they were hitting more than privet.
Yeah, I mean we had that. They was hitting it. Y'all don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't that, honey bound. If we don't hurry up and do something, she's not going to have anywhere to lay the whole shooting match. Usually, about the time the privet runs out, we should have well beyond pulled and spun some honey and getting ready for the tallow to crank on up.
Like leaves do.
Oh, it dropped again.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're back.
Okay. I'm not sure what's going on, because I don't know, some of the technology, I reckon, because I ain't pushing buttons this evening. But seeing Grammy's question, when we was out there tinkering the other week, cleaning up all the mess where we didn't put no frames in, one of those little sections, it wasn't capped off yet, but I don't know, it was maybe a little bit bigger than a softball. And I had taken that piece and tried it, and that was what the first colony we got in, I think, the second one. And I chomped down on that comb, that brand new pretty comb, trying to honey out, see what was happening. And that whole batch that I bit into, buddy, that was that blackberry tasting. You were like, all right, it's going to be some good stuff. Well, then after we got all them put together, we moseyed over to the next one. And same thing, we had to clean up where we didn't put no frame. And I had bitten into a small piece of that, but that was the privet taste out of that bunch. So
Lisa was saying she just had a whole lot more blackberries this year. She said they were blooming before the privet, so she thinks they just didn't use it because they stocked up on blackberries. But we didn't have an insane blackberry time.
no, the blackberries wasn't heavy like they were last year, year before last. There's one of the neighbors back over here, he's a big landowner, and time to time he'll call us to come fix or do something around his place. But as you're driving down his literally mile-long driveway to get to his house, there's a section of one of their old cattle fields, and I'm gonna say, what, probably 200 feet of that, the blackberry. I mean, it's about 200 feet long, and I'm gonna say 6.5 feet tall of nothing just but briars with blackberries on it. And whenever we had went down there, I don't know, a month or so back to look at some stuff for him, it didn't have that.
It wasn't busting loose with blackberries.
So I wonder, I guess it may be something worth to Google. I don't know if you can maybe find anything on it, but does the transition from El Nino to La Nina create, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, the right conditions for a higher flow or a lower nectar flow.
DC saying he thinks you just gotta have the right combination of sun and rain and throw in a little bit on the cooler side. And that's what blackberries love.
And
We hadn't had a whole lot of rain.
we hadn't had a whole lot of rain, but we have definitely had a spring, it seems like, finally, besides it going from, 2.5, 3 weeks of, beautiful weather, bluebird skies, a little bit of rain here and there. Then it just jumping over to 90 degrees with 80 to 100% humidity. It seems like we have actually had like the lower humidity and the cooler, pretty days, I guess what you would expect out of spring.
Yeah, humidity's starting to move in now, though.
Yes, sir, it
Yeah.
is.
It got hot and humid this week. Bad. It went straight into summertime.
Yeah, well, the bees told me that when they're there sitting on the.
He said the bees was telling him that.
When they're sitting on their front steps, the humidity's getting high.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, we felt it. We had a roof repair to do this past week, and Wednesday,
Yeah.
I think it was, we
It
started.
was like 94 with the heat index or something.
Yes, it got warm fast. Come about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I told Hannah, I said, look, we got this thing dried in good enough.
We're done.
We're out of here. We'll come back tomorrow and finish everything else up. But yeah, we're definitely getting the taste of the sweltering humidity.
JC said he's blackberry master.
He got plenty
You
of
see
other
those
ones.
blackberries, huh?
No.
But what? Yeah, and I come in on a little bit of last part and everything buffering out
Here's one
too.
of these.
He
Yeah, but-
was.
Try it again, Ed.
I was saying this is one of DC's comments about berries. They try to get me and they grab my feet, and try to trip me.
Yeah.
He said I have a love-hate relationship with the blackberries.
Oh, it's good now. So you're looking them rascals.
Yeah, when he was cutting his yard, getting his apiary set up. I kept saying, "Man, why are you cutting all them blackberries?" I kept commenting about that. I'm like, leave those blackberries for them bees.
Yeah, but he
This year it seemed that we went from blackberries were first, then there was a holly up here, and from holly it's gone and went to the privet. There was something else too all in that time too. I didn't catch everything that was going, but Lisa seems to think it was that's right, clover and probably some of the citrus that she's saying maybe what it is. I'll find out when I go and spin it out to find out how much citrus flavors in it.
Now we did have quite a bit of white clover around, and it's still showing.
The crimson stuff will be out.
Yeah.
But we did have a lot.
So that kind of helped them get that little jump start coming in. Like saying, as long as everybody don't, or from what we're seeing, just like roadside and all that, what ain't being cut, that clover is doing a turnaround. So I'm assuming that's kind of what they're pulling off with this little mini dearth, I reckon, because one of our colonies, the nuke that we had gotten in late October last year, we had went through, we done an inspection on them in March, I think it was, and we caught ourselves not seeing any queen cells in there. Well, it was a couple of weeks before we could get back into them again. And no, it was about 3.5 weeks, because that's when we did our splits, the little 2-frame splits. And we was waiting on to see if the queens would come back mated. Well, the nuke, man, they was bowling out, bees everywhere, just looking wonderful. Well, whenever we went in to do the inspections on the 3 splits we had done out there, we was going to get into the nuke we had bought the next day and check on the other colony out there. And I had just got nosy. I was like, well, we're right here in the horizontal hive, so let me just roll the slats off and see what's going on in there. Well, look down in there, and y'all, there wasn't a whole bunch of bees in there like it was before. And so real quick started pulling a couple frames and got to looking, and there was queen cells everywhere in that box. There was probably, it was about 10 or so. And so our queen had swarmed out, I guess, sometime while we was going to work. Didn't realize it. Then whenever we was checking that one, we was like, well, the queen has swarmed, so we'll leave a couple of these cells. This is where we messed up. We'll leave 2 or 3 of these cells in here. Let them get a virgin back. She can come back and handle business with the other cells, and she'll take over. Well, undoubtedly, one of them did go out on a mating flight, and either she didn't return or what, but apparently, longer story short, we had several cast swarms, and it just dwindled the numbers down to pretty well nothing in there. And so before the beetles got in and started taking over all that mess, what frames that had capped honey and nectar in them, I had just setting off to the side, and we was just going to let the bees rob out whatever they could, easy pickings more or less for them. But watching them as this privet is dying off, man, it was like a mid-grade or a mid-level dearth is what it seems like. Because the bees were just, I don't know, they was taking full advantage of getting every little bit that they could out of those frames, uncapping everything, getting the honey out of it. And I was like, well, we're kind of in a heavy lull, but usually there's plenty enough from the privet to carry everybody through, not to really worry on any kind of worrying about a dearth of any sorts right now. But I'm hoping with this rain coming in, rain coming in sometime next week, that'll get the tallow going, and maybe we can actually get. I don't think we're going to get much at all, as far as a honey crop from us, which we're trying to build the yard, so we pretty well expected that. But
that was our goal, to get our numbers back up.
uh,
The night said it was snowing all day yesterday there, and today it's 75.
snowing. That's
And then
crazy.
today it's 75 degrees. That's what I thought of. That was insane.
That's strange. 75 degrees and snowing.
It sounds about like our weather without the snow, from one extreme to the next.
Have whiplash from the weather shifts.
Yeah. But shoot, even
Whiplash.
watching one of Ian's last videos, it was snowing up there in Canada. Which
Well, I'm hoping tomorrow.
go ahead. Eh?
I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll find I have a pretty good. I'm hoping I'll find I'll have pretty good, pretty honey I can pull off right now. You know, some cap stuff. Got to check the moisture content.
Mm-mm.
You know, because it's mostly cap. That's why I'm gonna check the moisture.
Yeah, we got Monday off. We may go.
No, Danae was saying it was 75 yesterday.
No, it was snowing yesterday, and then it was 75 today.
Yeah.
And there's a serious lag on here tonight.
I know. I just do not know what the problem is, other than I'm on Wi-Fi instead of on direct connect to the network. And I got to figure out what.
No, it's got to be.
What was
something.
that, Hannah?
I was saying, I was kind of wondering if it was our phone.
No, because where I went on.
No, I'm lagging. I'll lag out, and my picture will disappear.
Because you was buffering earlier, whenever you had texted me, and
So I am wondering if it is actually StreamYard.
Yeah, it's got to be, because even whenever I was trying to wake up a little bit more and get myself together, I was listening to you and Rodney there for a second, and that's whenever I caught the last little bit of him talking about having that little bumblebee colony there, and you were buffering, then Rodney was buffering. Then whenever I tried to come in to get into the studio, well, I hit enter studio and it just kicked me out. So I had to go back through, hit the link again, and it had let me in. But then whenever I gotten on with y'all, as y'all could see that, boom, it kicked us out. Then coming back in again, it kicked us out that one more time. But I'm going to go with, it's the technology on this one instead of anything that we're doing this time.
Jasper's got to get on camera time again.
I got out of his screen time.
Oh, well, I was talking to somebody the other day on the phone.
The camera, he's smiling.
Was it you, Ed, I was talking to on the phone the other day? And I said, "Oh, Jasper's got his arm laid up here on the chair."
Oh, he was whining. He was whining it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he was whining when we were talking.
Yeah. You know, don't you,
Mhm.
Jasper?
Mhm. It just always comes to
No, you. Well, Ed, I finally got my little church
I'm thinking
house
about-
nuke finished.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I finally got the
Yeah,
little
what finish was it?
church house nuke.
the little nuke box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll tomorrow if I remember after.
Yeah,
We-
the one he brought home that was still wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did I send you pictures of it?
No, you didn't send. You didn't send any pictures.
Okay, I'll shoot you a couple of them now that all that varnish and everything's dried up real
It
nice.
was just a hand. It was just a hand was
They were,
Mhm.
telling on you.
the one where you thought it was going to be dry, but it was still wet with that varnish when we went to go at home.
Oh yeah, that's right. I had went and played before I'd done my work. I went metal detecting instead of varnishing that thing and letting it dry all day long. I went and varnished it about 2.5 hours before we left and come home, and she's telling me it's not going to dry. And I'm trying to tell her, oh yeah, it's gonna be, it'll be dry enough by the time we get home. So she was right. It wasn't dry.
This lag is serious. So I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
Bothering me.
Yeah, I'm having to catch myself to wait them extra 3 or 4 seconds instead of normally, you got about 2 or 3 second lag between us conversating it, then it getting out to everybody in YouTube land. But tonight it's about 5 second lag. After the stream is over, you're gonna have to put a thumbs down on this one.
Are you serious?
I'm talking about on the StreamYard end, not on Ed's end,
Yeah.
but on the StreamYard end.
No.
On StreamYard side, please.
Can't help it.
No,
Oh, Bob said Heyman went live to open up the
no, yeah. Well, we hanging out over here tonight, people.
Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, a lot of commenting about we went opposite of with Cayman. I'm pulling a Cayman's audience.
Hey,
I don't think I'm doing it 14 or 15.
you're moving on up there.
Where you? How many you got in there?
I think I lost some of my.
Well,
Yeah, I lost people for a while when Cayman came on, and now they're off. He's off.
oh, he's already off.
People are stream jumping. That's true. I don't know if he's already off. I just know that I started losing people. Now they're coming back. So I'm thinking either they got tired of listening to him or they
Mm-hmm.
gone off.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to need his audience to come his show to come to mine.
Well, Buffett or not, we're gonna ride it out with you. Yeah.
Well, it's been a bumpy ride all evening.
We're used to it.
So we're making it.
It's one of the. Have y'all ever watched our live show streams before?
Well, I know I have.
And you know, there's technical.
And this Facebook, not like this.
No, it just keeps.
Mark was asked paint oil base over latex.
Yeah, you just can't put latex over oil.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Use your latex as a primer if you want, or if you already got boxes that already have latex on them, then yeah, absolutely put the oil on top of it. But latex will not stick to oil. It'll hold for a minute, but then before you know it, it'll go to peeling off on you.
Oh, Lee said I'm correct.
On what?
Oh, and then he took it away.
Yeah.
He's not on my side anymore.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's the best thing to do. If you're gonna use oil, use your latex and prime that joker up real good. Let it soak down in that grain. Then shoot, if you got a good pretty day, you can pretty well go back 30 minutes later and slap that oil on it. But then that oil is gonna take 3 or 4 hours for it to kind of start getting dry enough where if you have to move your boxes around, something like that, not worry about leaving fingerprints or what have you.
I hate using oil-based
Yeah, we're not fans of oil base, but that's just work because I hate, you can put it on there, and if you have your paintbrush loaded up too much, it don't take much at all for it to try to start running on you. Then within a few minutes, if you don't come back and feather that stuff out nice and pretty, you'll start getting that drag in it. And once you start getting that drag, well, that starts getting into your brush and everything else. But I guess the only oil that we really use on anything is just that old the marine varnish. But reason we use it so much is we like the wood grain look showing on our boxes and stuff, and plus that marine varnish to us, it holds up much better to weather and beating and banging and that type stuff. We got boxes out there that are 5 years old and they still look pretty well brand new. Instead of, I wouldn't recommend using a urethane, any kind of polyurethane, if you're like us and like to try to keep the wood look.
Yeah. Phillips will fix there.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, the good thing about them oil-based paints now, if you like your colors, or mismatching, doing different colors and all that, that's the great thing about using a paint, that you can just paint whatever color you want to on there, and or make them pretty as you like. Kind of like it was Pastor Larry and them's got some pretty boxes up there that they do with different colors. And
Lee said he primes with oil base, finishes with a latex.
if you got an enamel base in there, well, that's more like what you would use on like trim work and stuff. Often what we use for latex enamel. But now, a lot of times, which many of y'all know this, you can go to them old, not so much at paint stores because they try not to mess up on colors and what have you, but go to Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that, and get them old mix match colors, buy it for half the price. Then if you want, you can get them to add a tint to it to make it a little darker color, or try to throw you a brighter color in there and get something that really stands out. But if you use an oil-based paint on top, it's definitely gonna, hold much better on, and you're not gonna have to worry about that fading nowhere near as quick. Now I know when we get Ollie Man's bees down here, he'll probably want to paint his boxes, but I'm gonna see if Uncle Tim can talk him out of that. I think we're gonna put some fire to his boxes, and
You just meant let him put fire in the box.
Well, you know, I like to scorch my boxes, scorch them and then put. I haven't put anything else on them, but I've usually just scorched them good. But I probably need to start sealing them with a varnish or something after I scorch them.
yeah. I mean, it just helps with the weather. Scorching them.
Because I have a feeling that I'm going to.
Go ahead.
Well, scorching them I think that scorching them helps with sanitizers before the bees tend to it.
Mm-hmm.
Purifies it.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely kill anything that's in or around on them rascals, and to a point, a small point, it will weatherproof a little bit longer, and you won't have to worry about no critters taking and chewing on them by any means.
He whining at my voice again.
He just whining.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it quits for the night, so I can go check on my wife. She's been pretty quiet in there for a while. I need to check on her. And,
All right, well,
I'll see you guys later. Just you and your bees, and be good, behave, and be hive. I'll check you guys later.
y'all take care.